What's up, YouTube? This is Politically Incorrect. Now, I know I don't upload as much on this channel as I should, but I have to remind people, man, I have a lot of platforms. I have two sports channels, I have a music channel on YouTube, and I have a Patreon. And I have to put a lot of attention on, other platforms that are, more, I guess, with more traffic, I guess I'll say like that. But I will always upload at least one video on each platform a week. So sorry that I haven't uploaded as much on this channel, but I have a lot of different channels. So I want to talk about a disturbing trend that I'm seeing with uh, Democratic controlled state legislatures. I'm seeing it in California, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. And each state has a representative, a state representative that is either pushing a bill or a bill has already been signed into law for state law that essentially is trying to control men and uh, our control of our bodies when it pertains to sex and having children. So California's already pushed the law. It's already been signed by Gavin Newsom, fresh off of his recall victory, where a man, when engaging in sex with a woman, cannot take off his condom. If he takes off his condom and it results in an impregnation, impregnating a woman, I believe not only can she sue him, but uh, I believe he can be filed on criminal charges, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Also, they have upped the ante on what constitutes spousal rape. Now, of course, I don't condone rape. I don't condone unwanted pregnancies. But there are times when there are loopholes in these situations. What happens if you're a guy who's, look, man, you might be well endowed and the condom breaks and you don't know it, but she doesn't believe you? Because of an accident, you're going to be sued. You're going to go to jail. You got to go through all this BS with the courts on something so trivial as that. Why can't she take a morning after pill? It seems like to me what it is with these bills is that women feel like it shouldn't just be on them. Like I shouldn't have to take birth control. I shouldn't have to do this. Now the responsibility is going more toward the man. Um, with the spousal thing, of course, a husband, even though they're married, a husband is still capable of rape. That's still, when you have sex with someone who isn't consenting, yeah, that's rape. Um, but my issue with these laws, man, let me also go over some of the other ones. In Illinois, uh, this isn't a law yet, but it's a bill proposed where, and and this was, and I think this was actually pushed by a brother. I think it was this one, either this one or the one in Pennsylvania. I might have them mixed up, but there's a bill that would make it mandatory for a man of at least 40 years of age to either get a vasectomy at that age, or if he's already had three children, he has to get a vasectomy. And also, the part about the condoms, I believe, is in that bill as well. Also in Pennsylvania, there's a similar bill. Now, it's funny because whenever I have talked about in the past in my videos the desire for the powers to be to control our numbers, population control. People laugh in my face. Oh man, you're such a conspiracy nut job. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh man, but it's funny because Japan, for decades, not Japan, excuse me, China for decades have already had laws trying to limit how many children families can have over there. They have laws. That's why their population has slowed. If you look at any official site right now, go to any official site and you look at projected population, uh, estimates for decades from now, you'll see a dramatic slowdown. Why is that? Why are they projecting the population to slow down? I think it's a combination of different factors. I think it's a combination of the population getting older, um, and the birth rate going down dramatically. Why is that? Think about it. Why do they want people to take the concoction so much? Could it be something in the concoction that has an effect on some things? I don't know. I do know this. I do know that briefly before the Haitian president had his brains blown out, he was very adamant in not having the concoction being delivered to his country. And then immediately after he was eliminated, off a helicopter or fresh off a plane, was the concoction available for the new Haitian leader and the people. But I'm just some nut job that don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of us, we're just nut jobs and paranoid. And, oh, man, these guys are nuts. These guys are loony. But look at the laws they're slowly trying to push, and the media doesn't talk about it. I'm going to tell you something, man. And this should scare the Democratic Party. I talked to quite a few people who are into politics. My people, okay? Brothers. All of them, 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, hell, even 8 years ago, hated the Republican Party, as pretty much almost every black person does. But the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party has done so much to whittle away at the family structure in the black community, to try to uh, change the structure of the household so that the male is in a female position, have done so much to try to emphasize uh, alternative lifestyles to a black men, this obsession with feminizing black men, purposely have replaced uh, black male democratic leaders with their female counterparts. I'm all for inclusivity, but it's now to a point where we're being shut out. Think about it. Every major democratic city you can think of, San Francisco, Atlanta, uh, Washington, D.C., uh, 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 Illinois, Chicago, I believe Detroit now, St. Louis, all or most of those cities I've named have female Democratic mayors. The mayor of New York is now a female. Where are the black male leaders in the Democratic Party? When you looked at the Democratic Convention in 2020, was there any appeal to reach out to black men? No. You saw nothing but propaganda to reach out to black women. They don't respect us. This is the first time that I've ever seen black men that I know seriously considering voting Republican out of protest. Black men considering voting Republican out of protest. That's how deep and seismic this anger is. And this is why I've also said that the Progressive Party, the progressive wing, is not really the friend of the black community. Maybe decades ago, yes, decades ago, but Robert F. Kennedy, Dr. King, uh, Hubert Humphrey, Eugene McCarthy, um, you know, the yippies, the hippies, you know, uh, all of these individuals they're long gone. LBJ long gone. These individuals trying to push these laws, they're not establishment Democrats. These are progressives, but they're not really our friends. Yes, some of them are. Some of them are, but on a general rule, they're not our friends. That's why I long since abandoned trying to rock with the progressive movement. I'm not knocking anybody that considers themselves a progressive, but me personally, I don't see them as our friends anymore. I don't rock with either political party. Fuck both of them. That still tends to be my mantra. But I'm telling you, the way things are going, the way that the right has successfully painted Joe Biden, who is the last thing from a socialist, if you know his real angle, but they've successfully painted this man as a socialist. They've done a great job of that. The way things are going, I'm telling you, the Democrats are headed for a bloodbath in 2022. I think it's going to be similar to what we saw in 2010 and 2014 in those off-year elections, where the Democrats lost something like 60 and 70 seats in the House and like 10 to 15 seats in the Senate. I think it's going to be that seismic. And I'm going to tell you right now here, you've been hearing this. I'm the first guy to been saying this for years. I'm taking credit for this shit. I've told you since 2016 that there's going to be a schism in the black community, a growing schism in the black community between black men and black women when it comes to how we vote. Black women, I still think are going to be overwhelmingly Democratic, but you're going to see an increased percentage of black men who are either voting third party, not voting, or voting Republican. And they're going to be like, well, nobody saw this. Bullshit. I did. Man, other people saw this coming. You didn't listen to us. So you didn't listen to us. You left us no alternative. You want a war? You got a war. And then what's going to happen is they're going to start blaming us. Fuck them. Let them blame us. Let them blame us. Until you start treating us with respect, Democrats, until you start looking at us as men and not fucking monkeys to just do your bidding and to just go out there and vote for you every 4 years for absolutely no reason, kiss our collective asses. And I know a lot of sisters see the game too. They see how they put us against one another, whether it's between young and old, whether it's between light skin and dark skin, whether it's between men and women. They've been playing that game for centuries. Okay? And don't get me wrong, the Republican Party is racist as fuck. I don't give a fuck what Josh says. Everybody know the Republican Party is racist as fuck, but so do Democrats. That's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.